In 1902, man went to the moon. And this is what it looked like. A Trip to the Moon was the world's first science fantasy film. Audiences loved it because they'd never seen anything like it before. And for its time, it was the most exciting adventure ever imagined. But that was 80 years ago. Right now, Columbia Pictures is creating a whole new world. The planet Krull. During the next half hour, we will journey through Krullian landscapes to encounter a new civilization and meet its inhabitants. The royalty, the renegades, the wise men, brave men, the conjurers, seers, the slayers, the changelings, their master, the beast, and a new hero on a perilous quest in search of the Black Fortress and the woman he loves. Making a movie like Krull is an enormous job. 10 sound stages at the Pinewood Studios in England are being used all at once, including the 007 stage where all the James Bond films were made. The largest stage in the world.
Action! Lasers!
One of the biggest problems in making a fantasy adventure is that the special effects demand so much attention
Cut!
that the characters and their stories have sometimes been neglected, when in fact, what people really care about are people.
The Cyclops coming in looked very good. I mean, I know you felt
If anything pleases me about this film, I think it is that the characters are people, that they act like people. We are on another planet. Things are going to look different from the way they do on Earth. But the emotions and the motivations and the goals of the people who live on Krull are not different from the people that you and I know.
Hang on there, let's see how that is. So often when you go and see an effect film, no one really notices who the people are. With this film, we want to notice who the people are, and we want to feel that people can come and see something really beautiful.
Yeah, I like the gallows tree.
Film is by far the most collaborative medium of the arts, requiring a vast number of talents to be channeled into one final product.
He's got to be further into the rock.
Right, now speed it up a bit.
Quite simply, there are those who work in front of the camera
Lizette, would you come aboard, please, darling?
and those who work in back of the camera. And the first time they assemble,
I haven't met you, have I?
they find out who's who.
The point of this rehearsal always is for people to get to know each other, not only the other actors you're working with, but have a chance to meet people, like makeup, hair, wardrobe, so that you all do at least feel part of the same film. Stephen Grimes, who is in charge of designing the picture and has done all the sets. Derek Meddings, who's doing all the special effects. Peter Shasitsky, who's the director of photography. This is Derek Cracknell, who is my assistant, and Vic Armstrong, who will make you all healthy.
I think Peter is very good with actors, and I knew I'd learn a lot working with him. And I liked what he said we'd be doing, too. You know, he wanted to make this kind of fantasy swashbuckling adventure.
The read-through is an interesting phenomenon. We all dive in the deep end and hopefully give a respectable read-through of the play. This brings us all together, and we're now committed.
Krull by Stanford Sherman, fade in, scene one.
My father says good fighters make bad husbands.
You, too, are a fighter.
Perhaps we should both be worried.
Your father's wrong.
Yes.
The Great Hall and corridor, two corridors stretch away from us in the shape of a V. Lissa and Erig appear at the far end of the lower corridor, and as they progress along the corridor, the torches of two lines of men-at-arms sequentially ignite. In the other corridor, Colwyn and Turald move towards the men-at-arms, torches having ignited as they passed.
From this day, my kingdom is no more.
Nor mine.
A single kingdom under our children.
Agreed.
It's very actually unusual to have a read-through for films, but Peter likes it. He wanted us to see it as a whole and not just the sections of the parts we were doing.
Great Hall, Lister is at the font.
I take fire from water.
And action.
I take fire from water. I give it only to the man whom I choose as my husband.
Don't rush it, Lizette.
Hold it there.
Take the fire from my hand.
Slayer. On his helmet!
Get her a seat.
The main body of the story is a journey of great danger. It's about good triumphing over evil and bravery over cowardice and some pretty extraordinary things happen.
Largo joins up by mistake.
This might have been quicksand! I might have been sucked to my death while you stood there gawping! Oh.
He's constantly making mistakes throughout the film.
Where is this place?
A forest near the Granite Mountains.
Blast! 1,000 miles off course.
He's a conjurer, you know, he can change himself into many different things, but he's not always very accurate.
I am Ergo the Magnificent.
Short of stature,
Tall in power.
narrow of purpose.
And wide of vision. And I do not travel with peasants and beggars. Goodbye.
He ends up staying with us basically out of fear because he's afraid to be alone. And he kind of grows on you, and we grow on him.
I've just remembered. I've urgent business in this direction.
And he becomes a good member of our band.
Exterior rocky terrain, Torquil and his band. Kagan, Oswin, Runn, Bardolph, Menno, Darrow, and Swain.
Robbers.
Man, we don't know yet whether they're robbers.
Places that ugly could only belong to robbers. Don't worry, I'll turn them all into pigs.
A band of men are run by Torquil.
Well, what have we here? A fighter!
And we'd all just escaped from prison when we're discovered.
Thieves, bandits, fighters, and brawlers.
Those are the kind of men I need.
We really don't want to go on this journey because all we're interested in is money.
But the Prophet's freedom. And fame.
Freedom we have, and fame is an empty purse.
Fame is what you leave to your sons.
How did you know I had sons?
It is evident.
If the Slayers conquer Krull, your sons will be enslaved. Forever.
Once their leader, Torquil, decides, they basically follow him. He's the key.
Well, you heard him. We are now an army.
Down to Pine Arbor.
We've concentrated not on recreating the past or even trying to dream up what people may be wearing in hundreds of years' time, but in designing the picture, Stephen Grimes has tried to create a feeling of storybook, a feeling of fantasy, a feeling of escape.
The master architect on any film is the production designer.
This is the first time I've ever had to really invent a whole world, and inventing a new world is difficult. The thing we decided on was that whatever planet it was something that was attractive and that people would accept.
Stephen and I have departed from what is expected of a fortress so that one can use one's imagination and really have people going through fantastic looking places. So it becomes more of a fantasy, more of an adventure that audiences will want to share.
The world is a very strange one, the world of Krull. It's like a beautiful fairy story.
This is an enormous size, and it really, the only way to sort of give you any ideas, I suppose a man is around about that size. So you can see it's quite a large cocoon.
Ynir has tried to avoid having to come near this place because nobody who enters this enormous spider's web is ever supposed to return alive, and he is forced to climb along the webbing of the web out to the cocoon. Unbeknownst to him at this stage, he has other things to contend with.
I can't recall having worked with so many special effects as I have in this film. It's very difficult when you have to see something highly dramatic when it isn't really happening at all.
I seek the widow!
Francesca Annis plays the Widow of the Web. She is the one who is able to foretell the future and is able to tell Ynir where it is the Black Fortress is going to rise.
It is the ultimate fantasy, of course, of sort of you confront your past, and she goes through this amazing transformation of going back to how she was when they were first met, when she was very, very young.
Could I have left you? Since Krull is a foreign planet, many of the characters have powers unlike those of mortal men.
David here, he was supposed to change into a tiger because he's got all his magic with him. He changes into a tiger to frighten the Slayers away. The tiger was supposed to be hurt, and I had to have the tiger's head on my lap, and so that was a big experience. I won't leave you, Argo. He was a really lovely animal. He was so, when I saw him, he's so soft. He was like well, what he is, a big pussycat.
Normally when one's asked to play a part of a policeman or a military man, you've got recognized models to go on. And the actor draws on those experiences of people he's met to create the sort of character he's asked to create.
Action, Bernard.
There aren't too many Cyclopses about that you can observe and copy. Nevertheless, it's very exciting to be asked to do it.
This is one of the Slayers. They're a race of creatures which are sent out by the beast to do his evil doings. And there were a number of designs, and this is our final creation.
While Nick Maley and his staff took months to bring their creations to life, another special effects team headed by Derek Meddings spent a few afternoons figuring out how to destroy them.
Action! Cohen!
To be an actor in a fantasy film may entail hours of patient sitting. Or quite the reverse. To play the part of Colwyn, Ken Marshall's preparation included riding, fencing, and boxing.
Throw it. Bring it back.
All under the supervision of stunt coordinator Vic Armstrong.
We'll bring it back.
Together, they worked out for weeks before filming began.
Colwyn moves with grace, with ease. There's a certain cat-like quality to him.
Their goal was not only to enable Ken to perform his own stunts, but to make him look smooth and easy.
He does have to take risks to a certain extent. Yeah, touch wood.
The floor of the fortress opens up, and some of us slide down inside the corridor to another area, and in trying to rescue them, I'm supposed to climb down this rope, and then these two sides start to come together.
Go!
I was supposed to climb out and just barely get out in time before they slammed together. We checked it all out ahead of time with the stuntman doing it because I could only climb up the rope so many times. We don't know how many takes we have to do. And his timing was a little different than mine evidently because it caught me and just started crushing me. So it's a very perilous fortress in real life as well.
For Krull, actors aren't the only ones in training. 16 Clydesdales, the largest horses in the world, took months to train because they had never been ridden before.
Nobody's put a saddle on a Clydesdale for about 500 years, you see, because originally Clydesdales were the Scottish fighting horses. And they bred them for strength and speed because they were the only things that could take the weight of the armor, you know, in medieval times. So nobody'd bother riding them for that long.
I was the first person to ride the Clydesdales from the cask. They're wonderful because they haven't learnt any bad habits and they're so sweet. And even in the snow when it was so slippery, they were lovely to ride.
That's it. Whoa, pull him round. That's it, back round the other way.
By spring, the horses seemed to be ready.
It's surprising how quickly they get into habits. We used to put them on the treadmill and they'd stand there as quiet as anything all day long until somebody said stand by, and then they'd start galloping. As soon as somebody shouted cut, they'd stop. They're absolutely amazing.
Getting the actors used to riding these huge animals was another story.
They picked it up pretty quickly. We picked it up, it took us a bit longer.
You take all the boys and go down and round up those 3 or 4 and just drive them up this way for me.
I really am a coward where horses are concerned.
Absolute terror.
You're very high up.
Every time I sit on a horse, I can feel myself falling off, even if I'm not.
Some of the more difficult stunts are handled by professionals who double for the actors.
You all right? Beats water skiing, doesn't it? Whoa.
And in spite of the risks they take, they rarely get any of the credit.
I spent 8 months preparation in the gym for this. A lot of hard work, jogging. I've got my jogging shoes on now and I jogged. I worked with the weights, did everything. But I think it's paid off. I'm very pleased with it. We're companions, we're buddies, aren't we? See? Pardon? Oh, I see. He says, does he get paid for this extra filming? Because he's on a daily rate and he's very expensive. In fact, he's more expensive than I am, aren't you, eh? He is.
Then what you're trying to do between the whole lot of you is get them in the position I indicated just now with a circle of you all round them. Don't drive them right down into the corner because otherwise you're going to have to do all your stunts in the mud. So you see where Ivan is now?
In the film, the time arrives when the only means that Colwyn and his people have of getting to the Black Fortress where Lissa is being held captive is on fire mares,
which are wild horses that do about 200 miles an hour.
They just come roaring round a corner, being chased by 2 of the robbers with the idea that they drive them into a box canyon.
And we come round behind them, corral them, and start trying to put ropes on them and get on their backs.
And they actually break the fire mares in and put the saddles on and then set off to the castle.
All right, let's try it.
Roll camera.
It's breathtaking the way these animals are performing in this film.
Fantasy films have been popular since the cinema was invented. They've captivated audiences with exotic creatures and places. But most of all, with the lively and lighthearted escapism they provide. And yet, this kind of film is perhaps the most complex, meticulous, and physically demanding to do. Making a movie look fun and easy has always been the hardest part of all. But so long as moviegoers create the demand,
Follow him! Go!
filmmakers will continue to be put to the test of inventing new worlds.
Open your eyes.
And filling the screen with their imagination.
This it was given me to know, that many worlds have been enslaved by the beast and his army, the Slayers. And this too was given me to know, that the beast would come to our world, the world of Krull, and his black fortress would be seen in the land. That the smoke of burning villages would darken the sky, and the cries of the dying echo through deserted valleys. But one thing I cannot know, whether the prophecy be true, that a girl of ancient name shall become queen, that she shall choose a king, and that together they shall rule our world, and that their son shall rule the galaxy.
Father. Colwyn should have been here by now.
He may be forced to travel through the forests and the stone country. All the passes and roads are held by the Slayers. Colwyn may not get through.
That would please you?
I sent men to help. But I see no reason for an alliance with our ancient enemies.
Father, the invaders are destroying our world. We must have the alliance. Only if we're united do we stand a chance against them.
Then I'll make a treaty with King Torrald. It's not necessary for you to marry his son.
It's the only way to guarantee the alliance. The marriage is my choice.
If it were anyone but Torrald's son.
Colwyn is a great fighter.
Good fighters make bad husbands.
Perhaps.
We sent to you for help. None came.
20 men were dispatched to you.
We lost 300 getting here.
I didn't choose this marriage, Charles.
Nor did I, Eric.
I chose it. Your daughter chose it. It'll be done.
And you lead this army with mine against the Slayers?
Whatever army I have, I'll lead against them. Until I've won, or I'm dead.
I've chosen well.
So have I.
Your journey was hard.
But necessary.
May already be too late.
It's not too late. Is this where the ceremony will be?
Tonight at moonrise. My father says that good fighters make bad husbands.
That depends.
On what?
On whether you expect a husband to follow you around. Jump every time you clap your hands.
Wouldn't you jump for me? No, of course not. You're a warrior.
From this day, my kingdom is no more.
Nor mine.
A single kingdom under our children.
Agreed.
I give fire to water. It will not return, except from the hand of the woman I choose as my wife.
I take fire from water. I give it only to the man whom I choose as my husband. Take the fire from my hand.
Slayers.
Arm yourselves!
We'll fight together.
No. Is there a safe way out of the castle?
An underground passage.
Come on.
My place is with you.
Do you love me?
Of course I love you.
Then go. Listen!
alive.
Where?
Stay still.
Where?
For now, beyond your reach.
Who are you?
I am Ynir.
The old one.
Well, not as old as all that.
You've come down from the Granite Mountains.
Yes, I am needed now. There is no time now for grief.
You haven't lost a father and a bride on the same day.
Nor have I become king on that day.
I have no kingdom.
Your kingdom may be greater than you know.
I give it to you, old man, and welcome to it.
I came to find a king, and I find a boy instead.
Lissa?
They will hold her in the Black Fortress.
Can you lead me to it?
You must have help.
I'll find men on the way.
In the fortress, you will face more than the Slayers. You will face the Beast, who is their leader.
He can be killed.
But no man has ever seen him and lived. You will need the power of the glaive.
The glaive is nothing but an ancient symbol. It doesn't really exist.
It exists up there, in a cave on the highest peak. Without the glaive, you'll never be able to reach Lissa.
I need weapons, not symbols.
Once the glaive was a very powerful weapon. It can be so again, but only in the hands of the right man. Do not use it until you need it.
Well, how will I know when?
You'll know.
You lead me to the Black Fortress, I'll use it soon enough.
It will not be so easy. With each sunrise, the Black Fortress moves. Sometimes it is in the mountains, sometimes in the desert, sometimes in the sea. Never the same place twice.
Well, you told me you knew where to find it.
What I told you is that I knew how to find the fortress, and that is by seeking the vision of the blind Emerald Seer.
But his place isn't known either.
It is known to me. It is a day's journey from here. Come. Help! I'm drowning!
Where is this place?
A forest near the Granite Mountains.
Blast! 1,000 miles off course. Well, I was rushed. There was a difference of opinion concerning a gooseberry pie. The man left it sitting on his windowsill. What did he expect?
Perhaps he expected to eat it.
For that rudeness, Doubt. I think I'll turn him into a bat. No, that's a recipe for hot fat sauce. Oh, well, it'll have to be a goose. Fat and ugly.
Very fat, very ugly.
Let me see now.
The forest is not safe. You best travel with us.
Me? Travel with you? Do you know who I am?
No?
I am Ergo the Magnificent. Short in stature, tall in power, narrow of purpose, and wide of vision. And I do not travel with peasants and beggars. Goodbye. Oh! Wait! Wait for me! I've just remembered. I've urgent business in this direction.
What business?
Staying alive.
For this is the palace from which you will rule this world and countless others. You cannot escape me. You will be my queen.
You're no great chooser of roads, old man.
This way will save us half a day's travel.
Robbers. You're surrounded by 100 men.
100's not enough.
Well, what have we here? A fighter.
Besides, you're short about 90 men.
Let's just kill them and be done with it, Torquil.
Saffron. I don't kill men without good reason.
Nor do I. And be thankful for it. They're escaped prisoners.
Everyone. Thieves, bandits, fighters, and brawlers.
Desperate men.
Desperate as you'll ever see.
Good. Those are the kind of men I need.
These men follow no man but me, and I follow no man at all.
Would you follow a king?
A king? A king?
To the Black Fortress.
I wouldn't follow my own father to the Black Fortress. If he could find it. Not that he'd be foolish enough to do such a thing.
Is it foolish to defend your world? And to fight for your homes and families? If the Slayers conquer Krull, your sons will be enslaved. Forever.
How did you know I had sons?
I have no sons. But I will go with you.
Whoa.
Boy, shames you all.
Only the King and the Lord Marshal have the keys to these manacles. You don't look like a Lord Marshal.
No.
Look about the right age to be Tuttle's son, eh?
Exact age. 9 men like you are worth an army.
If we succeed, unlock them. Otherwise, I'll die with them. Well, you heard him. We are now an army.
Let's go.
Saddle up. Hand on. Move! Gooseberries. Oh! Horrible! Horrible! There was a terrible creature over there. And over there, a creature with only one eye.
A Cyclops.
He was aiming a spear straight at me.
Had that been so, you would now be dead. He was aiming at a Slayer, for they have ancient hatred between them. Long ago, his ancestors lived in a world far from Krull and had 2 eyes like other men. Then they made a bargain with the Beast, who was the leader of the Slayers. They gave up one of their eyes in exchange for the power to see into the future. But they were cheated, and the only future they are permitted to see is the time of their own death. They're sad, solitary creatures, born to know the day they will die.
Today would have been my day, if it hadn't been for him. He marches us towards the solid face of rock. The man has raisins in his brain case.
We seek the Black Fortress.
Such a vision will be opposed. Who seeks it?
The new king?
I will seek the fortress for you.
I am Ergo the Magnificent. Short in stature, tall in power, narrow of purpose and wide of vision.
That is very impressive.
I should hope so.
I'm Titch.
That's not impressive, but adequate, adequate.
Black Fortress. Where is it?
You all right? Yes. The beast does not like curious seers poking into his affairs.
His power is too great for you to overcome.
Yes, here. But there's one place where his power cannot reach.
The Emerald Temple.
Yes, in that place. He cannot oppose my vision.
Will you travel there with us?
It is in the Great Swamp. A treacherous place.
Our need is great.
The temple is at the center of the swamp, where 3 trees grow as one.
How could anything grow in that place? It smells of death.
Death and power are close cousins.
Don't think I like your relatives, old man.
That's the second time you've saved my life. I am Ergo.
The Magnificent.
You've been with us for a long way now.
Since the beginning.
Join us then. All men need company.
Yes, all men.
If I had my wish, I'd be out of this gloomy place right away.
I'd wish for a puppy.
Well, that's a foolish wish. And you, Rill? What would you wish for?
Ignorance.
Is that you, Titch?
Stay here. Make sure we're not being followed. I'll lead the seer. Ditch, you go ahead.
Thank you, brother.
I'll lead the seer. You go ahead with Titch.
We're in sight of the trees, brother.
He who seeks the knowledge must lead me. No one else may approach. Here is the knowledge you seek.
The beast has many weapons. This was one of them. A changeling.
I found the seer's body in the quicksand.
It was my only family.
We're your family now. Now we have no way to find the Black Fortress.
There is one who might help. The widow of the web.
That creature helps no one. And none who go there return.
She has great powers.
To kill.
She may not kill me, for I know her name.
Her name is Death.
She had another name once. An ancient and powerful name. I must try. From here, I go on alone.
I'm going with you.
No. If two approach, she would certainly kill both. Alone, I may have a chance.
Each to his fit, Colwyn.
I'm not back by morning. You will know mine.
I seek the widow!
Enter here and die. Who speaks that name?
It is I, Janina!
I give you this time.
I was young when I last heard that name.
I was young when I last spoke it to you.
And my face was as beautiful as my name.
And I loved you, Lissa, with all my heart.
But you would not stay with me.
There were responsibilities, duty.
We had a son.
But you said nothing. Where is he?
I killed him when he was born. And this is my punishment. I know you can never forgive me.
I cannot forgive myself. I have already forgiven you.
You can never forgive a woman who has killed your son.
If I had not, could I see you now as I saw you then?
And allow me to see through your eyes.
Your vision is your gift to me.
And your vision could be your gift to me.
What can I see for you?
The Black Fortress, where does it rise?
Tomorrow. In the Iron Desert. But
The knowledge is useless to you, for you cannot leave here. No man has ever escaped the web.
There's a young girl being held in the fortress. A young girl with your name. A young man seeks her. A young man. The age I was when you and I met. When you and I loved.
What you ask is beyond my power.
Then the second Lissa will share your fate. She will die, grow old, lonely. She will die in a place of darkness. This whole world will be a place of darkness.
These are the sands of my life. Accept them and the spider will have no power to harm you. But your own life runs out with the sand.
What about your life?
I give it to the girl who bears my name. Go now. Save the other Lissa.
The Black Fortress will appear in the Iron Desert. It will remain there till sunrise of the following day.
You must reach it.
We'll reach it. You'll be with us.
Oh, my race is run. Use your power wisely. Do not squander it.
We'll bury him here. The Iron Desert's 1,000 leagues from here.
Fire mares. Fire mares can travel 1,000 leagues in a day.
Yeah, and only madmen would want to get this close to it.
We're gonna get a lot closer. And quickly, it's almost dawn. We must get inside before the twin suns rise. Run! Get back!
We'll have to rush them. No, wait! We'll be picked off as soon as we move.
Get your axe in the open!
It's no use.
Which way?
From here, I must go on alone.
Go where? There's no way in.
There is one way.
Colwyn! Not here, Colwyn. He's too powerful. You must fight him away from the center.
Glaive is gone. I have no way to fight him.
It's not the Glaive, it's you.
Alyssa, it's us. It's us he can't defeat. It will not return to me except from the hand of the woman I choose as my wife.
I give it only to the man whom I choose as my husband. Take the fire from my hand.
We have to find the others. Come on. Get me out of here. Come on. Stand back.
A girl of ancient name shall become queen. She shall choose a king, and together they shall rule our world. And their son shall rule the galaxy.